Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to day 4 of 100 days of AI, जहां हम कंपेयर करने वाले हैं 3 of the best AI models on the market, at least as per LM Arena. So we are comparing Gemini 2.5 Pro, GPT-5 and Claude Sonnet. Coincidentally, these are also the top models on Open Router, so it's going to be very easy for us to set this up. तो हियर आई हैव काइंड ऑफ गॉटन 10 क्वेश्चंस, थोड़ा सा आगे पीछे प्रॉम्प्टिंग कर करके मैंने 10 क्वेश्चंस जैसे जनरेट किए हैं विच आई फील आर अप्रोप्रिएट. वी आर स्क्रीन रिकॉर्डिंग, राइट? यस, वी आर स्क्रीन रिकॉर्डिंग. कल वाले वीडियो में थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हो गया था स्क्रीन रिकॉर्डिंग का, इसलिए ओके. 10 क्वेश्चंस जनरेट किए हैं. दीज आर मोस्टली कोडिंग रिलेटेड बिकॉज आई नीड टू बी एबल टू टेस्ट देम. दे आर ऑल्सो सम पजल्स, रिडल्स, थोड़ा सा सोशल डिलेमास and intelligence challenges, but you know you can read the questions right now. So first we want to build a full web app in HTML, CSS, JavaScript that adds note, edits notes and deletes notes, and has local storage persistence, and there is no other framework allowed, just with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Now, what I'm a little scared of is API pe GPT-5 does not always work that well. Perhaps that's because I am on some wrong setting, but fair is fair. By default, जो setting आ रही है, that's what we are going to use. Let me just check if there is anything that seems okay. Reasoning is off. Let's turn on reasoning. Okay. Um, या होपफुली सब में आई हैव अप्लाई टू ऑल कर दिया है मैंने, तो होपफुली सब में रीजनिंग ऑन हो गई होगी. यस. नाउ लेट्स ट्राई जनरेटिंग दिस. लेट्स सी क्या आता है. तब तक आई ओपन HTML रनर. What I hope for is it gives me a single HTML file. That would be really nice. So Claude has started generating GPT. Acha, all three models have started generating, but Gemini is still reasoning. Oh, looks like GPT-5 is also still reasoning, and Claude 4 is already done with reasoning. It's actually started generating the code. Okay, this is uh, it gave me 3 separate files, which is actually fine, but oh, हमको probably web search off रखना चाहिए for this. Uh, I mean, 3 separate files is fine, but I would not prefer that. That is what Gemini has given us. So we'll have to open a HTML, CSS, JS runner. Oh my god, what is this? ठीक है. So हाँ, thank God we can do that. I think ये part of the screen भरा ही हुआ होगा ना तुम लोगों के लिए, so you guys can't see that anyways. ठीक है, let's. So Gemini was first to give the output, even though it thought for a longer time, and the output for the index.html is very small. CSS is decently big, 122 lines, but that is still small for what usually CSS is. And I think a lot of work is being done in JavaScript. Okay, so now I can say add, and that does not work. Am I doing something wrong? Oh, okay. Thank God. That works. Okay, मेरे को वही लगा था कि are we back in like 2023? So this works. This looks okay. I mean, it at least it works, right? I would have preferred that there was like a I can enter the title and वैसा सब feature होता, but it has delete, save, edit, and it is, I guess, storing everything in local storage. Let's see, is it? Yeah, so it is storing everything in local storage, which is good. Of course, अभी database connect नहीं होगा because that's not what we are trying. So Gemini, decent result. Let's see what the other models have come up with. So एक मिनट एक sheets बना देते हैं. So for the first prompt, oh oh, can we, ऐसा होता है ना भाई, नेक्स्ट लाइन में क्यों नहीं जा रहा है ये? That is so sad. Score, I'll give it a 6. It works, but it could have done better with the design. But it works, so a 6. मतलब I didn't mention anywhere कि awesome design बना दो या कुछ, so I guess fair. Now this is the file from, I believe, GPT-5, right? Okay. Let's run GPT-5. Okay, 556 lines of code, already much bigger. That is a dark mode cliche UI, but that looks, I would say, much better than what Gemini gave us. Also, there is like a title field. So test, you can add a note and then it'll look like this, which again it uses this icons, sorry, this emojis that I do not like, but okay, fair. I could give it, an 8. Um, oh, let's say Gemini, GPT-5, and यहाँ पे Claude. Okay, let's see what Claude has given us now. Is it going to be better than GPT-5? Let's see. Oh, ये रहा, and run. Uh, I mean, so it has given you. Okay, it's not using the icons, which is a good and a bad thing because I would prefer like icons instead of emojis, is what I mean. Also, there is this cliche gradient, which we don't like. Um, I mean, it's done what it says, and I think this one is like a 7.5, just below GPT-5 is, what I think. Let's move on to the next prompt. Write a Python script. रन कर देते हैं. uh, write a py र- किधर गया भाई? Write a Python script using only pygame or turtle that creates a playable snake game with score and tracking increasing difficulty. I think ये run करने के लिए we'll have to turn on Replit. Yeah, so let's create an app. Oh, wow, Replit does not. क्या हो गया भाई Replit को? Can it not let me do the normal thing that we used to do with Replit? I get it's an AI platform now, but oh, there we go. What the fuck? अरे क्या? Wait, so are you telling me they've removed they've removed the thing where you can run code online? I mean, I haven't opened it for a long time, so okay, I think it's still there. So Python, right? Yeah, remix, use. Thank God. मेरे को लगा ये remove. Oh my God, what is going on? Can I? Where can I write the code? Where is the code editor? What happened to Repel it? Oh God. Online Python runner with Pygame. क्या हो गया भाई? What happened to the simple functionality of Repel it? ठीक है. Let's see where the models have reached. So I guess okay, Gemini is done. Let's see Gemini ने क्या दिया है हमको. It has used Pygame. So yeah, it's setting it up. Okay. Oh, right. Um, it's taking a lot of time to respond, and I yeah, this is not playable. Matlab it's impressive that it's able to make this. The only problem is this game is not playable. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Uh, let's see. Let's see what GPT-5 has given us. And now GPT-5 has used Turtle. So Python runner with Turtle online. There's an official Turtle sandbox. Oh, there we go. So 250 lines of code and it has given us an error. That is sad. ठीक है. Um, let's just try another. I don't think GPT-5 should fail with this basic of this basic of a task. But you never. Okay, yeah, there's an error. Bad input on line 61. Let's see. So it's an F string. Okay. I mean, I think this is a compiler specific thing, but oh, still bad input. क्यों? I don't know. Fine. So we can say that GPT-5's output does not work in the first try for this. And for okay, this web app has a and Claude Claude works and oh god. So aren't you supposed to come out of the other side if you know so at least यहाँ पे restart का feature है. Again यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा lag है. I don't know if that's something that is Pygame's problem or the compiler's problem. So I'm just not going to count the lag for now. So I think Claude here did a great job. You can give it an 8 here. GPT-5 basically failed. We will give it another chance. And Gemini did an okay job, so I'll give it maybe a 5 here. Uh, Snake game. Okay, let's try out the next thing. Create an HTML simulation of a solar system where planets orbit around the sun at different speeds, including start-stop controls. Now, see, that is a prompt. That is going to be tough for every model to do. I think at least. Let's see. तो ये हम रन कर देते हैं. Meanwhile, let's give GPT-5 another chance at this. Uh, this does run in the background, thankfully. So let's copy this and let's open the ChatGPT app and tell it line 61 has an error, fix it. कितने मिनट का वीडियो रिकॉर्ड हो गया? ओके, वी आर नॉट इवन हाफ वे देयर और 15 मिनट का वीडियो ऑलरेडी रिकॉर्ड हो चुका है. गॉड डैम, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी लॉन्ग. थोड़े से पार्ट्स तो कट करने पड़ेंगे मुझे ऑब्वियसली. Okay, so I am guessing the models here are already done and GPT-5 in the app is still thinking. So we'll just wait for that. अभी के लिए ओके अगेन इसने मुझे 3 अलग अलग फाइल्स दे दिया है which is okay. HTML, CSS, JS runner again. Probably this time we get one with a better UI. Thank you. um, ठीक है. Index.html. ये रहा अपना CSS and here is our JavaScript. Again, I think JavaScript is the longest file. Oh, stop. Okay, it stops. Start. I mean, see, that's like 2D. Did we ask it to make it 2D? We didn't ask anything. So it's fair. This is not bad. I mean, I'll take it. Um, I guess I'll give this. This is good. I'll give this an 8. But that might change depending on the other outputs. मैं इतना थका थका फील हो रहा है यार मुझे for some reason. GPT-5. Let's see what GPT-5 has come up with. Let's run it here. So that is 300 lines of code. Oh, it has added. Oh my god, it has detail and Earth. You can see the moon on Earth. That okay. Okay, when you stop, the moon does not stop. But wow, and I mean, okay, this is hands down like really good. I could give it like a 9. Let's see what Claude has come up with. Matlab the detail that GPT-5 gave, that was really good. Okay, Claude has even more lines of code. Uh, I did not. Oh god. So it gave an extra control, which I can respect. But it just kind of messed it up. Especially, it does not look that great, which I am willing to forgive considering that whatever. But it's not even aligned with everything. This has to be maybe like a 5 6. Okay, 6 only because it has that extra 2x button. Oh, which does not work properly. So we are back to a 5. Oh, that is sad. Okay, game generator. Uh, Write Python code that generates a new playable game. एक minute. Write Python codes that generates a new playable game every time it's run. For example, random rules, random objectives, random maps. Keep it simple but functional. I think इसके लिए हमको locally Python run करना पड़ेगा. Let me just set that up. LSCD projects, CD scripts, mkdir python test cd python test cursor dot. Uh, are we opening cursor or no? Okay, we are. Terminate. Oh, wow, that's nice. Yeah, so python test era. We just open that. Let's create a main.py file. Control J. Um, okay, so हाँ हमारा एक पिछला वाला टेस्ट बच गया था ना. लेट मी चेक GPT-5 हैज इट completed yet. Wow. Replace update scoreboard with this. God damn, I have to do it manually. Give me the complete code. I'm not doing it manually. Okay. देखते हैं. For okay, this is just an atrocity. What the hell is this? So ये रहा अपना game. Let's let's see. This is Gemini's output. npm run dev. Sorry, npm run dev. Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. Python main.py. Okay, so it's a terminal game. It's not like okay. So a new game has been generated. Objective: collect all dollars, then reach the goal. You have 51 moves. Okay, but what am I? Is that thing this thing me? Oh, the at sign is me. Uh, oh, so WW won't work. So I have to enter the. Wow, that is really good controls for a game. So if you guys don't get what's happening right now, मेरे को एक एक WASD ऐसे एंटर करना पड़ रहा है and it will just move in that direction accordingly. Okay, what if I run it again? What happens then? Then it just gives me a path game again. I have lost because I fell into the void. Okay, fine. I mean, like, what could you have done with like a bit of uh code? So maybe that's a 5. Let's see what GPT-5 has come up with. I'm really hoping for a better answer considering the fact it failed the last Python test. Uh, let's run that. And again, is it so when you ask something to generate a random game, does it just do this? Okay, so if I do WW, that does not work. But okay, if I do, oh, the game has suddenly stopped working. What did I do wrong? Oh, I died. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, so it kind of did the same thing. What did we mention that in the prompt? So we mentioned random maps. Huh. Okay, fine. I guess I'll have to up the score because the prompt is like that. So GPT-5 maybe like 7. It's basically the same thing what Gemini gave. And let's see what Claude has done. I'm hoping Claude has done something better because I really don't like this terminal map bullshit. Oh wow, Claude has given us an error. You know what? I'm sick of this. GPT-5 gets a 0 here, Claude gets a 0 here. You don't give me errors, man. These are AI models from 2025. If you make mistakes in Python, you get a 0. You don't make mistakes. You don't make syntactical errors. That's your whole point. Syntax. Okay. Let's try another. So this is a riddle. This won't take as much time because we don't have to run the code. I am from a mine, locked in a wooden case, never released, yet almost every person uses me. What am I? I don't even know the answer to this. So it's the answer is graphite. Okay, okay. All three of the models gave the answer because maybe वो model ने ही question generate किया था, so I don't know if that's fair. So I guess all three of them gave the right answer. Okay, fine, fair. What's the next question? Find the next number in the sequence 2, 6, 30, 20, 10. So okay, how does this sequence work? Let's see. So the next number is 2, 3, 10. 2, 3, 10. 2, 3, 10. 2, 3, 10. Okay. Riddle 2 also. All models gave the right answer. That's nice. That's nice. Perhaps I should have looked for riddles on the web. Let's see. What is this? A self-driving car must choose hit two elderly pedestrians crossing illegally or swerve and hit one child on the sidewalk. What should it do? Justify logically and ethically. Now, in this case, an optimal answer would be an answer that a lawyer would give. मैं ऐसा करूंगा तो वैसा हो जाएगा, ये करूंगा तो वो हो जाएगा. That's the answer I'm expecting. Okay, all three models still reasoning. Okay, so Claude ने पहला आंसर दिया है. This scenario presents one of the most challenging ethical dilemmas in autonomous vehicle design. A real world trolley probably with no clear correct answer. Let me outline the key ethical framework and consideration. Pure numbers. Saving two lives versus one suggests swerving. Age remains age remaining life years and quality of life is difficult to calculate. The approach risks treating people as mere numbers and making trouble value judgment. Fair. Then beyond dentology I don't know what that means. Active versus inactive. There's a moral distinction between actively swerving to kill someone versus failing to prevent deaths. The child has a right to safety on the sidewalk. The elderly pedestrians are violating traffic laws. Each person has inherent dignity regardless of their actions. Legal responsibility. The pedestrian bears some fault for illegal crossing. The child reasonably expects the sidewalk to be safe. What rule do we want governing autonomous vehicles? Rather than declaring one choice correct, I'd argue the focus should be on preventing better sensors, communication system, and urban. Okay. Yeah, so in a real situation, such a binary choice will not occur, which is true. And then it's asking me what's my intuition. So that's um I will maybe give it like a 9, just for the sake of not giving it a 10. I'll give it a 9. Oh, ये Claude का आंसर था. Right. So Claude. Let's see what the other models have said. Gemini, classic ethical dilemma, unilateralism. The framework focuses on consequences of an action. The most ethical choice is one of the greater good for the greatest numbers. Again, oh wow. I think this is some well known thing because both the models have given almost exactly the same answer. Exactly the same answer, just different structuring. So I guess same marks to Gemini. And what has GPT said? Short answer, break as hard as physics allows. ये हुई ना बात. ये, you know what? I'm not even going to read the rest of the things because it's going to be the same. Break, yes, out of the box thinking. 10. This, इतना अच्छा आंसर दिया, इसको 8 कर रहे हैं हम. That is what the correct answer is. Break. Break लगाओ. Yes, I did not give you that option and I said only those two choices, but at least you should say कि मैं break लगाऊं. Fair. That's a very good answer. GPT-5 wins there. If a AI doctor finds that telling patients the truth about their terminal illness will cause them extreme distress, but lying there will keep them happy until the end, should you tell the truth or lie? Wow, इसका आंसर तो मुझे भी नहीं पता. Okay, all of the models are reasoning. GPT-5 hasn't started answering yet. It just did. Okay, Gemini just gave the answer. This is a classic ethical dilemma that pits. Okay, फिर से classic ethical dilemma. The case of telling the truth. A patient has an absolute right to know the truth of their own medical condition. How much ever deciding. Okay. Lying to the patient fundamentally violates the principle of informed consent, which is okay. For an AI to be trusted by it must be programmed to be truthful. Okay. While the intention is to give happiness, the lie robs the patient of the opportunity to experience the full spectrum of the final days. From this perspective, the AI must tell the truth. The psychological distress is a tragic consequence of the disease, not the diagnosis. The ethical duty is to deliver the truth with as much support as possible. That is true. Conclusion: if forced to choose between the two, currently medical ethics would grudgingly favor telling the truth. I think that's fair. I think telling the truth is what I would do too. And this is a pretty good analysis. So, sure, take an 8. Um, okay, GPT-5. Short answer: don't lie, tell the truth, but do it in a patient led, compassionate, and paced way and respect a patient's explicit wish not to know. Again, 10 out of 10 answer. Because, so what I feel like is GPT-5, even though GPT-5 was flagged as being an emotionless model, it is being very compassionate in कि तुम सोचो सामने वाले के बारे में, right? And it is thinking about the situation, while other models are more robotic and doing a more of an analysis. Again, so ethical framework suggests this ऐसा uh, disclosure with compassionate delivery इसने भी बोला है, which is a good thing. What I would say is GPT-5 has framed it better in a more human way, in my opinion. So I would give this a 10, give this a 9, and Gemini stays at an 8. All three of them gave like the correct answer, as per me at least, and good reasoning. It's just that, Claude and Gemini were more robotic than GPT was. And for this kind of decisions, you have to think more like a human, is, you know, obviously the case. Code explanation. Uh, so here's the code for I and print I and I. So
basic सा Python का code है. Let's see if all three models are able to explain it. Next test is invent a brand new game that humans could play in real life with define the rules create scoring. Okay, that would be an interesting prompt. How long is the video going right now? कितना टाइम हो गया है चालू करके recording? We've already touched 35 minutes. This is going to be the longest video. Day 4 of 100 days of AI. Okay, of course. The code performs the same action in short order sequences of items. For each item in the sequence, it takes its value and multiplies it by itself. Then displays the result of the calculation. Before moving to the next line item, repeating the process until it's finished. Hmm. Yes, that is true. That is the correct explanation. But थोड़ा सा wording में confusion है. So I will give that maybe a 6. Maybe actually that's a really bad explanation. Actually, I'll give it a 5. It's the correct explanation, but as a beginner, अगर आप इसको देख रहे हो, you'll be confused. It steps through the early part of natural counting sequence, and for each value it visits, prints the value multiplied by itself, producing the squares of those initial counts. Uh, this is maybe a little betterly framed than Gemini, but it is still confusing. The code creates a loop that runs 5 times. During each cycle of the loop, it takes the current position number, starting from the first position and going to the fifth position, multiplies that value by itself, and then displays the result on the screen. So it will show you what happens when you take each position number and multiply it by itself. First, the first position value item by itself, then the second value item by itself, and so on through all 5 positions. That is the best explanation out of the three. You could have explained the code a little bit more in detail, but it is much better than these two. Okay, now the last and perhaps the most one of the most interesting questions is invent a completely new game with a deck of cards and 2 coins, and it'll have all the rules. All three models are still reasoning. जब तक ये रीजन कर रहे हैं तब oh. So Gemini has given its answer. Here is a brand new real world game that two players using only its standard decks of cards and 2 coins. Crown and Cinder is a two-player competitive card game of risk influences strategic alignment. Players take on the role of rival faction leaders trying to gain control of tumultuous kingdom. Okay. By using the flip of 2 coins to determine the available actions, players will play cards to score immediate points in the central realm of building up their own domain, with powerful face cards to secure victory. And interesting setup. Shuffle the 52 card deck, deal 5 cards to each player, place the remaining deck face down between the players. This is the draw pile. Designate a space next to the draw pile for the discard pile. Place the 2 coins in the central, easily accessible location. On your turn, you perform the following phase in order. Draw the top card from the draw pile and add it to your hand. If the draw pile is empty, you skip this phase. The flip. Take both coins and flip them. The outcome determines your available action for the turn. Two heads, you have the favor of the crown. Two tails, you have the favor of the cinder. One head, one tail, the force are in equivalent. equilibrium offering a unique opportunity. Based on the coin flips, you must choose and perform one of the following action. Full crown, play a red number card from your hand. Oh, play a black number card or play Jack Queen King. Okay. So basically you've distributed the cards and then you flip to decide which card you can play with. That's pretty creative. Although it feels like this kind of already exists. Okay. What has GPT-5 come up with? Twin tides. Set up, shuffle, and deal 8 cards to each player. Place both coins showing heads. No trump in suite defined yet. Choose a starting leader at random. Declare dealer slash lead rotates each hand clockwise. When helm is head, when helm is tails. Okay. Once defined, the trump suite stays the same for the rest of the hand, even if the anchor later shows tails. This is perhaps a little bit more confusing, or I'm just not able to understand it. Coin clash. Players are rivals. Player are rival commanders fighting for the control of two contested territories. Use your cards wisely to attack, defend, and score point by controlling territories at key moments. Remove all face cards from the deck, leaving 40 cards. Place 2 coins in the center of the table, both showing heads. Deal 6 cards to each player. Play remaining cards face down as you draw pile. Choose a neutral territory, flip it to activate, sum your cards, you gain control of the territory. Okay. I think I think Claude has the most creative, Gemini second. Oh, sorry, GPT-5 second and Gemini third. At least from what I understand. I don't have the brain energy to, go any deeper right now. So I'll say Gemini is a 6, this is a 7, and this is a 9. So equal to some, yeah. So let's just, let's see who won. Okay, so GPT-5 wins with 77 points. Who would have expected? Yeah, 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 yeah. Clap, 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 clap. देखो, obviously, we've only tested how the base model works. आप इसको अपने खुद के सॉफ्टवेयर में यूज करोगे अलग काम करेगा, आप इसको कर्सर या कहीं पे यूज करोगे डिपेंडिंग ऑन द मॉडल अलग काम करेगा. सो इफ यू गाइज वांट अ वीडियो on using these models perhaps in cursor bold.new, उसका एक वीडियो चाहिए कि मैं वाइप कोडिंग एजेंट्स में इनको टेस्ट कर रहा हूँ सारे मॉडल्स को या फिर द बेस्ट या फिर चीपेस्ट मॉडल्स को. लेट मी नो इन द कमेंट्स बिलो. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग. फॉलो फॉर मोर वीडियोज लाइक दिस. मैं थक गया हूँ. टाटा, बाय बाय.